Welcome, Leo, to this, your 2023 annual forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. And if you'd like to find out more about me, just check out the information in the description below. And if you'd like to see your in-depth monthly forecast, then go to the playlist on my channel and you'll see your current month's reading and probably the month or two before that as well. I delete them after a couple of months. Now, we're going to draw one card for each month of the year for you and get through this as a nice overview for you, generous Leo, and see what there is in store for you now. So let's start with January, and we have the Two of Swords. February, the Three of Cups, I would imagine that is. Hard to tell sometimes with the imagery on here. March is the King of Wands. April is the King of Swords. May is the High Priestess. June is the Four of Pentacles. All right, show me the magic. Let's see what there is for the second half of the year. And there is in July the Queen of Swords. Then there is the Six of Cups. You clearly want to have something to say to my Leo friend here. There is the Six of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles. And for November, we have Judgment. And December, there is the Page of Pentacles. Right, I'll bring the camera around. Why don't you come and sit down next to me? We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Wow, what a great spread for you. Let's have a look at January 1st and see what there is here. And this is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is the Lord of Peace. Now, I have here, as astrologically, the moon ruling the first decan of Libra. Now, with the moon in the sign of Libra, you're likely to have a deep need for peace and harmony in your life at this time. Now, Libra is symbolized by the scales in astrology, isn't it? And this balance that comes about from the scales, that can relate to any area of your life which needs some sort of equilibrium. Now, this might include your personal environment, work, relationship with others. But the purpose of this card is neutrality. It is neither good nor bad. It is about balance. So I think also with the moon in Libra, you'll have a great degree of inner peace and certainly the power to make decisions regarding a situation or relationship which give you spiritual and emotional peace. But there's a great degree of agreement amongst your other friends and colleagues at this time and mental stability. So let's have a look at the Three of Cups in February. What you have to say here. Well, this is the Lord of Abundance, and it's Mercury ruling the second decan of Cancer. Well, Cancer is the most maternal of the signs and well placed here. Cancer people can communicate their feelings really quite well, don't you think? And I think what we have here also with Mercury is your will and communication coming into Cancer, which is about nurturing. So you'll be able to express your feelings fully with people you are close to and which enrich your life. There is an overflowing exchange of love, rare, valuable feelings, and perceptions which can be communicated intimately. There may well be family gatherings, I think, during this period. The love here represented is that of the highest order. It is available to be shared with only a small circle of people. Now, the Three Cups which these ladies hold, I think that they may stand for three important people in your life with whom you can exchange these precious and exquisite feelings with great intimacy. You have something especially valuable to share in February. Be open for the people with whom you can share these exquisite feelings with you. They are also a gift. You don't need to look for them. Let's have a look at the King of Wands. Now, what do you have to say here, my friend? Hello, King. There you go. Well, the Lord of Flame and Lightning. You'll find that I'm getting a great degree of Sagittarius around you at this time. Also Scorpio. Yes, Sagittarius and Scorpio I'm getting. You are going to, like this king, be very active in March. You'll be generous, but there's a degree of impetuosity about you. You might just be setting off and doing things without giving it a great deal of thought. You'll be very fast in making your mind up about what you want to do and in what direction you want to head. And with the result, this action that you take is something that other people are going to say is quite unpredictable. There's a fierceness to your character at this time. Now around you, things around you may have a degree of instability in their external environment, but you need to remain cool, collected, resolute, and energetic, and to be careful of the actions that you take. Don't do anything that hasn't been well thought out, but go forward with an alert confidence in your ability. There's a great degree of dynamic forward motion here and increased foresight. You'll be very energetic and ambitious, quite adventurous and determined, I think, and very charming and magnetic and hard to resist, with the result that I think that you are going to find that you are very sexually attractive to other people, and you can do with that whatever you may. Well, there's another king. We had Sagittarius and Scorpio around this guy, didn't we? What do we have here? Let's have a look. Now, interestingly, I think that Gemini is going to be important to you at this period, and this is, of course, in April. And I think Taurus might be important to you as well. Now, why is that the case? Well, I think it's because you will have the energy of the mind, which is associated with Gemini, and the stability and determination of Taurus. You will be very active, clever, and skillful, and quite fierce and courageous, I think. Again, very ambitious. This ambition is following you through this half of the year, goal-oriented, and you'll have very intellectual powers which you come about and come to as a result of a degree of passion, I think. Now, his strong intellectual determination is unified with a deep emotional perceptiveness. Only goals which are emotionally charged can kindle such passion. Body, intellect, and spirit are all in alignment with you at the moment, and you should just spread your wings and fly. And then in May, we come to the High Priestess. This is a lovely energy, this High Priestess that's here. Look, I think you're going to have great access to your intuitive powers at this time, and you'll be undergoing a great period of healing. Now, you will have a tremendous desire for independence, and you will have increased self-confidence. You're going through a process where you are discovering your own truth. You may be in touch with your spirit guides, and there is a great degree of emotional stability around you. Now, I call her the Princess of the Silver Star, and the moon is around here as well. So you'll find also that there's a great degree of inward reflection on things, maybe a time of meditation and looking in on yourself and dealing with things that come from your subconscious. Now, this can also, I think, for you represent, the beginning of a very successful and enriching platonic friendship here. You now have, though, the unlimited access to your intuitive powers, so develop them more fully and guard your independence. This is the beginning of a great creative cycle for you, where you are also asserting your independence, a great degree of increase in your self-esteem, and becoming aware of intuition as a gift. But it is, as I say, a time for discovering the oasis within. Let's see what there is here. The Four of Coins. I have a sense that this is a very materialistic card. Now, why do I think it's materialistic? Well, I'm getting from it the sun in the third decan of Capricorn. Well, Capricorn is, whatever else it is, a feet on the ground, eye on the prize sort of a sign, isn't it? And those with the sun in Capricorn have a realistic and grounded approach to life. There is a great degree of integrity to your character at the moment. Certainly there is strong material foundations, and there's a stability in your material and financial affairs. Now, I think that this is going to come about because you'll be keeping, I think, something of a tight rein on the budget. You'll be quite financially cautious and saving for the future and protecting yourself. Financial and material security will be very important to you in June, and I think, though, that there are solid foundations for making sure that you do have that financial and material security. Look, you are willing to work for what you want, and you will have confidence in applying yourself to the world. You'll be seen as a dependable person who acts with integrity, and I see this also as a time in which you will receive the fulfillment of your personal goals and dreams. Well, let's go into July and see what that has to say. What have we got here? What is this, in fact? Queen of Swords underneath the Two of Swords. Now, because it's next to this card, which is of the... Well, let me pull it out so you can see. Because that is next to this card, which is the Six of Cups, and underneath that Two of Swords, I see that the people who are going to be important to you during this period, and I think with whom you'll have quite a number of dealings, which will be good, are Libra and Virgo. Now, her association with Libra connects her to the Justice card, I think. And I think that what this means is that this is about you making clear decisions based on fact and fairness, similar to the Queen herself. Now, court cards can, of course, be of either gender. It is the energy that matters, but I'll refer to her as a woman, as somebody who is graceful at this time, very perceptive, a keen observer, a subtle interpreter. I think, again, this intense individualism coming through for you and great self-confidence. But you'll be gracious, and you shall also be cutting through old masks and roles. There's a clarity coming to you now. You're going to be very rational, logical, objective by using a sword, if you like, this sword of penetrating insight. You come to recognize that the masks you wear not only protect and camouflage, but they also separate you from yourself and others. And energetic cutting through of your masks will liberate you. And this Queen of Swords is leading you out of the clouds of confusion and into the clear sky of clarity and openness. Now, where does that take us next? It takes us to this Six of Cups. There are cups, aren't there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the Six of Cups here is in this position. It is the Sun, your planet, ruling Scorpio. And mystically, I have an association with the number 6, and the sun together. Now I also have an association of Christ consciousness, of Vishnu consciousness, and Krishna consciousness. So we have the sun ruling, I think, the second decan of Scorpio, and we also have the sun in the numerology of the card. So we have a double dose of the sun, and the double sun reveals what Scorpio wants to hide. This is for you a time of, well, I'll be very frank with you. It's a time of lust, enjoyment, pleasure in sexual relationships, rich exchange of sexual and heart energy and emotional renewal, pleasure, indulgence, sexual pleasure. Now, if you're not in a relationship, you may have a very active fantasy life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's also, during this period here, excitement. It may well be communication with ancestors, and family support is what I also see. But this is pleasure in its most pure form. But the pleasure is a kind of pleasure which is completely harmonized. Now, the zodiac sign that I see governing the card, being Scorpio, well, I think we have to admit that the pleasure there is rooted in its most fertile sword. This is soil, rather. This is a preeminently fertile card, and for me it's one of the best in the pact. This is an invitation to give yourself up to the richness of your own emotionality. Now, you may experience this as a jump into water, as the tingling anticipation of diving deeply, of disappearing, of letting go. Rising to the surface, you are refreshed. The result of taking the risk is deep emotional purification and renewal. Now, who does that take us to next? It's July, so that's August. A good month for you to have such a good card. Such good messages for you. Here we have September. Here's another 6. The same comment relates to the numerology of the card for me. But what is even better from my point of view is that the astrology of this card is Jupiter ruling the second decan of Leo, your sign. This here in this position is the Lord of Victory. Now, Jupiter is all about love, expansion, and philosophy, and this combines really well with your Leo creativity. And so you have success in achieving your goals. Now, Leo, as you know, is also ruled by the sun. And so we have balance and harmony here as well. Now, the astrology of the card will give you great confidence and creativity, while Jupiter will bestow an expansiveness upon you. This is speaking to me of victory, success, clarity, a breakthrough, and the unification of energies. You are going to feel inspired to continue. And you know what? I think you're going to get a lot of recognition from other people. And I have to tell you this, I think you may very well enjoy being in the spotlight, in the limelight. Then we come to October, and in October we have the Queen of Pentacles. Well, Queen of Pentacles, here you are, the Queen of the Thrones of Earth. Now, I'm getting Sagittarius around you again. I'm also seeing Capricorn. Now, this is, my comments about the gender of cards is, court cards is as before, but I see a woman who is ambitious, affectionate and kind, very charming in this period, and practical. This is a very good card for people who are involved in domestic duties and not pursuing an external career. There's a great degree of fruitfulness here. Now, physical nourishment is going to be very important for you to pay attention to during this time. But this speaks of you really at a turning point, following on from these cards as well, as having overcome something of, well, what may have been a barren past. This Queen of Pentacles gives great care to her body. She knows precisely what attention the body needs in order to reflect suitably as the temple of the soul her internal beauty. This applies to physical and cosmetic care, as well as good nourishment and care of herself. She represents prosperity and security, and I think you need to find time to create some nurturing time for yourself as well. Then in November, we have Judgment. What a great spread for you. Yes, the spirit of the primal fire. Do you know, I see a decision being made by you here in November which has a major impact on your life going forward, such as a lifestyle or a job or something else that's of importance to you. But the outcome of these is very important. Now, I'll say this also, that the decision that you make and the course of action that you take may not seem like a big deal at the time, but when you look back on this period in 1 or 2 years' time, you're going to say, that was a real turning point for me. It's time also, I think, for you to move on after seeing the bigger picture. So take some time out to see the big picture. And this is a natural period of growth and shedding of things and people which no longer serve you. You'll be very highly discriminating and discerning, and maybe as an unusual thing for you, I think you'll actually be open to criticism. You'll also have a great degree of critical self-analysis. There's closure here, the resolution of matters, and then definitive action going forward. And then in December, to finish the calendar year, here we have for you the Page of Pentacles. Now, the page came after Judgment, and it's sitting underneath the Four of Pentacles. So this means to me that I think that Taurus, Gemini again, and Aries are going to be important to you during this time. This is the princess of the echoing hills, the rose of the palace of the earth. This is a time when you will be beautiful and strong, pregnant with life, generous, kind, and benevolent. Now, you may well hear of pregnancy or birth during this thing, and I think you'll have a great connection with Mother Earth. Certainly there is really a sense of renewal and harmony coming here for you. Yes, there is something new, and I'm not surprised given this Judgment card and these other ones that were there. There is something new entering your life. So prepare yourself. What must you do in order to be ready for something new to come into your life? But say this to yourself: I am now ready for the new beauty in my life. Well, that's the way it is for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I enjoyed providing it to you. I think that this is going to be a fantastic 2023 for you. Truly I do. And I think it's something that you should be looking forward to. And because it's got great things in store, as you have just seen. And do have a look at the monthly readings that I provide, and you can check that out on the playlist or subscribe and get notified so that you see where these things are. But until I see you again, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. And until then, it's bye for now.